All right, can you guys hear me? Yeah! Great! Hello everyone and welcome to SeaWorld. My name is Taryn and I'm going to be giving you an inside look to our killer whales here at Orca Encounter. Now today we have two very special whales to say hello to all of you. First up we have Kalia. She's going to make her way right front and center. She's our smallest whale, but she has the biggest attitude. She is the matriarch of our pod. Everyone give a big warm welcome to Kalia. Next up, we have a 30-year-old female who is very athletic and full of life. She actually used to live with primarily dolphins and learned some dolphin vocalizations and taught it to our whales here at SeaWorld San Diego. Everyone, focus your attention right to the center of the pool, and let's hear it for Shouka! Great job, girls. Now, no day is identical for our group of killer whales here at SeaWorld San Diego, and today we're going to be giving you an inside look to some of the different types of sessions and ways we can spend our days here with our killer whales. Now, one of the sessions that we work on a lot with our killer whales every day is something called husbandry. Now, a husbandry session is anything where the animal actually participates in their own health care. So this can be something as simple every day from showing us their body in a line-up presentation so we can get an overall look, make sure everything's looking good. They could be them sliding up onto a scale so that we can monitor their weight. And we actually weigh all 8 of our whales every week to ensure our young whales are growing appropriately and to make sure adult whales are maintaining a healthy weight. So it looks like we're going to get a couple more show-offs here. We have Kalia coming right up here doing what we call infinity bows. Here she goes. We got 1,
Matthew.
2. Let's see if we can get 3. 3! All right. Oh, we're going for 4. Let's give it up for Cleo, see if she can get 4. All right, you guys heard that tone of the whistle. That was Hannah telling Cleo, great job. Come on back and you can get some type of reinforcement. Now, we use whistles and also tones, so kind of a high-pitched sound. You can see Amber holding that yellow box there to communicate when our whales have done something correct. Now, they can't really hear the sound of our voice very well, so that's why we use those tools with them. All right, so it looks like we're going to start a husbandry session here with our female killer whale, Shouka. So what are we doing here today, Sam? A urine sample. So Shouka is actually trained to slide on up and present her side so that we can hopefully collect a urine sample. Now that's just one of the many diagnostic tools we can use for these guys, and it's really helpful to get a baseline when they are feeling healthy and in their normal self. That way, if something ever was potentially wrong, maybe they're not acting quite like themselves, we can tell right away by obtaining those baselines. So Shouka's gonna slide right it up with Sam, present her underside, and oh, look at that, you guys. You guys are in luck. We actually didn't get a urine. That's a fecal sample. So now, all of you guys on this side at least, or if you see on the screen, now you can all say, you know what killer whale doo-doo looks like. So that is just one of the many different types of husbandry sessions we could do. Let's see if we're going to do anything else today. Now we're going to reinforce Shouka for that great presentation. You can see she's getting one of her favorite things, some mackerel. And it looks like we're going to continue working on Kalia's infinity bows. So this type of session with Kalia is called a learned session. So Kalia pretty much knows this behavior, but we're still fine-tuning some of those aspects. So here she comes again on this side. We got 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a 4th again like last time. 4. We going for 5? Oh, that's okay. You know what? Kalia didn't get that quite right, and that's totally okay. You know, we don't get everything right 100% of the time, and we don't expect our killer whales to either. Oh, she threw in an extra one. She's a smart girl. So let's see when she comes back to Hannah if she gets some type of reinforcement. All right, she gets some verbal encouragement, which is fun. They actually do read our body language as well. They can tell when we're excited. We can tell when they're excited. And of course, we're always going to back that up with something that they enjoy. That could be fish, snow, ice cubes, all different types of what we call secondary reinforcements. So something like food, their fish, that's going to be a primary reinforcement, but they do like other things as well. They also seem to like unflavored gelatin. All right, looks like Kalia's coming again, and we're going to watch Bella with that target pole. So she's going to tap the water. All right, and Kalia should come up right where that target pole tapped. Here she comes. All right, we got 1. And 2. And looks like 3. See if we get a 4th. 4. We're hoping for 5. 5! All right, Kalia, great job. Everyone give her a big round of applause. That was amazing. So Kalia does know that behavior pretty well, but we are using a target pole at the moment to help her. So that's that big, long Q-tip looking thing Bella over there was holding. She's holding it up for you. Perfect. So essentially what a target pole is it's an extension of our hand. So at a young age or the beginning stages of training with an animal, they're taught to touch the front of their face, or for a killer whale, their rostrum, to that little bead at the end of that pole, like an extension of our hand, and then we can shape different behaviors with that. Now, at later stages in training, we can have that show them exactly where in the pool, as you saw with Kalia, where we want them to jump. All right. So it looks like Shouka's getting some big old ice cubes. And then Kalia at stage is getting a different type of secondary reinforcement, which is tactile. Kalia really seems to solicit and love tactile from her trainers. She's always sticking her flipper up, asking for a nice peck rub. So because she did such a great job with those infinity bows, Hannah's giving her a nice scratch and a rub down. Very nice. Okay, so it sounds like next you guys are in for a very special treat. I believe we're going to do a Kalia ultrasound. So hopefully here in a second we're going to have one of our staff veterinarians come out, and then you guys are going to get to see what that looks like. So I talked about a urine sample a little bit. We can also do different diagnostics like an ultrasound just to get a better look at a killer whale's inside. And what is great about this is they can do it all voluntarily. So if you guys have pets at home, maybe something's going on with your dog or cat and you have to take them to the vet to get an ultrasound, a lot of times, more times than not, you actually have to give them a sedative so they'll be calm and relaxed enough to accept maybe those strange feelings from unknown veterinarians or anything like that. The great thing here is that we can get them accustomed to those things all the time. So it looks like we have Kalia in a lineup right at stage here. And she looks very relaxed, and that is one of the many different ultrasound lineup positions we can get her in. We can also do different things where we get them in our back med tool floor. We can lift them up a little bit to get different aspects and angles of their bodies to get a better visualization. All right, looks like Kalia's coming to wave over here. You guys can wave back. Here she comes. And 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Oh, we got a Shouka wave too. I want to Shouka. Very nice. A big part of working with these animals too, as well, is building a relationship with them. We saw a little bit earlier Sam and Shouka kind of interacting, playing, being a little bit silly. Sometimes those are the best ways to reinforce those relationships. So if we do need to do things like an ultrasound, a blood draw, a urine sample, that relationship goes both ways. We trust the killer whale and that they trust us. All right, we have our staff veterinarian, Dr. Jen. Let's give her a round of applause. Very nice. She's got that fancy ultrasound. They're trained pretty darn well. That equipment is not cheap. So Kalia's going to be nice and calm while we do this ultrasound, ideally. So she's got her special goggles on. In a second here, she's going to kneel down and apply that ultrasound probe right around her side. There we go. And as you can see, once again, Kalia very relaxed. And right now, Dr. Jen is kind of looking around at Kalia's reproductive organs. So her uterus, her ovaries, things like that, just to make sure for a female killer whale, everything is looking tip-top shape, what it's supposed to be looking for. And again, we do this pretty often to get a baseline, making sure everything looked like pretty much the last time it did before. And then if there is anything different, we can kind of adjust and move on from there, whether we see it differently on an ultrasound or maybe in the blood work, or maybe Kalia's just not acting like her normal self one day. It's great that we have these diagnostic tools that once again we can use absolutely voluntarily. You guys can see Kalia here, totally relaxed there with Hannah. She's got her peck right in her hand, totally calm, as Jen searches around through that very thick blubber layer. It's a little bit harder than dogs and cats to see all those organs in there. You guys can probably imagine. They have a very, very thick, dense blubber layer that's really hard to see through. So Jen's doing her best job to find all those organs that she's looking for. All right, it looks like we are good on that side. See if we're gonna do the other side or not. Nope, doesn't look like that. That's all for Kalia today. All right, let's give another round of applause for Kalia. She did an amazing job. It's really fun to interact and have some high energy with these killer whales, but believe it or not, actually some of the hardest things to train these guys are just to relax and be still and calm. But we're gonna change paces a little bit, and you guys are actually gonna be able to see what we call an exercise session next. And that's just what it sounds like. Just like you and me, it's good for us to get our heart rate up, get our bodies moving, keep our muscles in good peak condition. It's great for these animals as well. So it looks like Kalia is up first. She was sent on a fast swim, and that's just what it sounds like. Kalia's gonna swim at top speed, making her way around the pool. Here she comes. Watch her that big wave behind her. Great job. Oh, looks like she went all the way to the back. There she goes. And I believe Shouka's up next. All right, Shouka's gonna do the same thing, but upside down. So just a little different of a variation. We're gonna see her speeding her way around the pool. And it looks like Kalia's gonna join. We got Shouka, followed by Kalia. We got that target pole. That's just to remind them, keep going, you're doing a great job. All right, look at them hauling. Killer whales can get up to speeds of 30 miles per hour at the fastest. Little breath break. We're still going strong. It looks like they flipped right, oh, there they go, they're upside down again. And adding a little extra flair, which is very common with Shouka and Kalia. A lot of times, they might not get something quite right, but they sure do put in effort and try to add their little own extra flair or taste on a lot of their behaviors. So it's really fun to see their different personalities shine. All right, let's see what we got next. We're gonna reinforce them for doing a great job, as well as working together. All right, we have porps next. So porps is a very natural behavior for killer whales and dolphins alike. It's simply when they're swimming fast and jumping out of the water just briefly, they're gonna jump right where that target pole slapped. Beautiful. And then another time on this side, getting that heart rate up, using that big muscle called the peduncle that's right in between their tail and the rest of their body. All right, watch them at stage. Here they come. Fantastic. And you guys can tell just how much water they displace when they're moving super fast through the water. Check out the wave they leave behind them. Together, Shouka and Kalia weigh about 10,000 pounds, and that's about how much water they're displacing every time they jump. All right, and we heard that whistle, which means great job, Shouka and Kalia. Come on back, get some type of reinforcement, and let's give them all a round of applause because they're doing amazing. All right, thank you so much, Sam and Shouka and Hannah and Kalia. You guys have done a great job for showing us a couple of different types of sessions. Now, we've shown you what we can do with the whales, but now it's time to see what the whales could do. You guys ready? Yeah! All right, whales, then take it away! Thank you all so much for joining us today for our inside look with killer whales. And have a great rest of your day right here at SeaWorld.